Okay. Hi, this is group one. My name's Nora,
I'm Shivy.
I'm Graham.
And I'm Landon.
and we decided to focus on the grand challenge of providing energy from fusion.
So what is fusion? Fusion occurs when the nuclei of two hydrogen atoms are compressed to form one nucleus, which releases energy. The sun is a prime example of a fusion reaction happening right above us, and it only occurs under intense conditions of heat and pressure. Our target audience would be countries that are 50% or more dependent on fossil fuels, and countries that produce large amounts of greenhouse gas emissions. The graph below shows our dependence on fossil fuels despite all the renewable energy resources we have.
One fascinating method through which nuclear fusion has been achieved already is through a strategy known as magnetic confinement fusion. This method has been proven to work. However, scientists are unable to make it efficient enough to warrant a commercial scale so far. While this does pose a challenge, especially when paired with the high price of establishing the infrastructure required to conduct confinement fusion, it's far from the end of the road. This plays into our solution because it reinforces the need to spread awareness so that we can follow this promise that we've been shown and set our sights on perfecting the technologies that have already been developed, thereby increasing their efficiency and committing ourselves to ensuring we can develop a new way to solidify renewable energy as the way of the future, thanks to nuclear fusion. One existing program already in the works is the ITER program, which has a startup cost of around $20 billion, which, while being a very hefty load, has plenty of potential to become a worthwhile investment.
So our solution is to create an informational pamphlet and information campaign to convince people that fusion power is the best overall energy source. If the populace is convinced of the strengths of a fusion-based energy grid, then governments and private industries alike will be more likely to invest in the research and development necessary to create fusion technology. As Landon mentioned, the price of fusion reactors is extremely high. So without these vital investments, fusion energy will likely never reach its goals of scalability and efficiency. This, of course, connects to the grand challenge, provide energy from fusion. While our solution does not introduce a specific technology for increasing the efficiency of fusion reactors, it does help fusion to overcome one of its largest hurdles, which is gaining funding in order for it to become an efficient, cheap, and viable source of energy.
So as Graham said, we decided to make an informational pamphlet as one of our key visuals for our campaign, Fusion is Not Just an Illusion. So right in the middle is our pamphlet, and it basically breaks down what fusion is, how we can fix fusion, our campaign, our mission, and how to encourage everyday citizens to advocate for clean energy and to really help our campaign succeed as we move on. While our solution is good, it does have its flaws. Obviously, campaigns require a lot of funding and advertising in order for them to be successful. Citizens may also not be interested in fusion energy or just clean energy sources in general, and it might have a problem in advocating for interest. While the campaign would advocate for increased funding and developing sustainable energy, engineers still would be tasked with production on large scales. Doing so would take a lot of brainpower, development, and research, which would be a problem to our solution. In the future, while our campaign is just focused in the United States, we hope to become more globalized. Many countries are 50% or more dependent on fossil fuels, and the United States could be the first country to make this a reality. The next steps, if we continue development of the solution, would be to start advertising and educated citizens on fusion production through flyers, posters, social media, news, etc. And then another course of action would be to get in touch with campaigning for people in office to increase funding for cleaner energy, specifically fusion energy. And then at the bottom, we have our acknowledgements for all of our information, pictures, etc. And that is our solution to providing energy from fusion. I hope you enjoyed.